A platinum blonde bombshell stands center stage, leading an all-female orchestra in shimmering gowns. To the 1930s audience, she is the pinnacle of Hollywood glamour. But buried in census records is a childhood listed under a completely different racial category, a past she erased so thoroughly it took 70 years to uncover the truth. For decades in Hollywood, even a hint of black ancestry could end a career. Opportunities would vanish, and doors would slam shut. Some stars made the impossible choice to reinvent their histories and live double lives just to survive an industry that wasn't ready for complexity. Welcome back to Prestige Buzz. These aren't just stories about dishonesty, they are stories about navigating a rigid system that real human lives were too rich to fit into. Before we dive into these incredible journeys, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you never miss a deep dive into Hollywood's hidden history. 1. Ina Ray Hutton. The blonde bombshell of rhythm was a 1930s superstar. With her platinum hair and polished image, she was the face of swing music for white America. But she was born Odessa Cowan in Chicago. Research eventually found census records listing her family as mulatto or black in a South Side neighborhood. At age 8, Odessa vanished from black newspapers, re-emerging years later as the white Ina Ray Hutton. She achieved massive success playing jazz music born from the black experience, but could only reach the mainstream by presenting as white. 2. Merle Oberon. The star of Wuthering Heights was Hollywood royalty, marketed as a refined British aristocrat from Tasmania. In reality, Merle was born in Bombay to a British father and a mother of South Asian and Maori descent. To maintain the lie, Merle raised her own mother as her sister. When she brought her darker-complexioned grandmother to Hollywood, she introduced her as her maid. The truth only surfaced after her death. She was technically the first Asian actress nominated for a Best Actress Oscar, but she could never claim the milestone. 3. Carol Channing. A Broadway icon for 80 years, the Hello Dolly star kept a secret until she was 81. Her father was a mixed-race man of African American and German descent. Carol learned the truth at 16, but her mother framed it as a warning, something to fear because of genetics. Carol kept that secret for 65 years, only revealing it in her 2002 memoir. She later admitted that every time she performed, she felt a secret pride in her heritage that she was never allowed to voice. 4. Belle DaCosta Green. Belle wasn't a screen star, but she was a powerhouse in the elite world of J.P. Morgan. As his personal librarian, she managed world-class collections and outbid the wealthiest men in Europe. She claimed her olive complexion was Portuguese, but she was actually the daughter of Richard Theodore Greener, the first black graduate of Harvard. To protect her position, she burned most of her personal papers before she died, taking her true identity to the grave. 5. Vivian Dandridge. While her sister Dorothy Dandridge became a legend, Vivian's career stalled due to the industry's limited roles for black women. In the 1950s, Vivian made a radical choice: she disappeared. She moved to Seattle, changed her name to Marina Russell, and lived the rest of her life as a white woman. She cut all ties with her family, even skipping Dorothy's funeral, to maintain the safety of her new identity. 6. Fredi Washington. Unlike others on this list, Fredi Washington refused to hide. A stunning actress with light skin and green eyes, she was told by studio heads she could be bigger than Greta Garbo if she just passed or claimed French heritage. Fredi famously replied, "I am proud of my race." Because she refused to lie, Hollywood stopped casting her. She turned to activism, co-founding the Negro Actors Guild, proving that the cost of integrity in old Hollywood was often one's career. 7. Philippa Schuyler. A child prodigy and concert pianist, Philippa was the daughter of a black journalist and a white heiress. She was raised as a symbol of racial mixing, but as she grew up, the racism of the classical music world crushed her. She eventually began touring under different names, claiming to be Spanish or Latin American, desperately searching for a place where she could just be a musician without the burden of racial politics. 8. Mariah Carey. Even in the 1990s, the industry tried to control racial perception. When Mariah first signed, there was a deliberate effort to present her as ambiguous. Early album covers used specific lighting and hair styling to downplay her African American and Venezuelan heritage to make her safe for a whiter audience. It wasn't until she gained creative control that she fully embraced her identity as a woman of color. 9. Jennifer Beals. The Flashdance icon was often assumed to be white or Mediterranean. While Jennifer never actively hid her biracial heritage, her father was black, the industry in the 1980s simply didn't discuss it. They were comfortable leaving her background ambiguous so she could be cast in white roles without question. Today, she is a vocal advocate for representation. 10. Slash. The legendary Guns N' Roses guitarist is the son of Ola Hudson, a prominent black fashion designer. In the 80s rock scene, Slash's heritage wasn't hidden, but it was largely ignored by the mainstream press, who focused on his look. Slash represents a shift, an artist who existed as himself without feeling the need to explain his background to the world. 11. Vin Diesel. Early in his career, Vin Diesel struggled because he didn't fit into Hollywood's boxes. He was not white enough for some roles and not black enough for others. He eventually wrote and directed a short film called Multifacial to highlight this struggle. It caught Steven Spielberg's eye, finally allowing him to break through as a star whose talent superseded his category. 12. Rashida Jones. The daughter of music titan Quincy Jones and actress Peggy Lipton, Rashida has spoken about the hidden nature of her identity because she presents as white. She has shared stories of hearing people say things they never would have said if they knew her heritage, highlighting that identity is far deeper than what a camera captures. 13. Pete Wentz. The Fall Out Boy bassist was the face of 2000s pop punk. Many fans were shocked to learn years later that his mother is black and he has Jamaican heritage. During the band's peak, his image, including straightened hair, fit a specific emo aesthetic that masked his natural features. Pete has since used his platform to discuss colorism and his mixed-race experience. 14. Troian Bellisario. The Pretty Little Liars star played the quintessential wealthy white character, Spencer Hastings. Many viewers had no idea her mother is the African-American actress and producer Deborah Pratt. Troian has been open about her white passing privilege, acknowledging how the industry cast her in roles coded for white women while ignoring her actual heritage. 15. Wentworth Miller. The Prison Break star brings our list into the modern era. Despite his appearance, Wentworth's father is black and his mother is white. In the early 2000s, he was told he wasn't white enough for lead roles, yet when he became a star, magazines would often edit his photos to make him appear more typically white. His openness about the psychological toll of this erasure shows that while we've come far, the pressure to fit a mold remains. From the heartbreaking erasures of the 1930s to the modern stars reclaiming their narratives, these stories remind us that the human experience is too vast for Hollywood's narrow boxes. Which of these stories surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below.